Hi, my name is Julina, and I'm here with my colleague Joel. We are both from Gatehouse Maritime. And in this video, you will learn about why subsea asset protection is more important than ever. For example, for remote cables, pipelines, oil rigs, or any other subsea assets. You will learn about the major challenges when it comes to asset protection and how you can protect your subsea assets with an AIS data solution. But let's wrap up why asset protection is actually more important than ever, and that is now. And it's because of the general threat increase due to more vessel traffic activities and asset constructions, but especially because of international tensions with more sophisticated actors who have bad intentions. Let's have a look at the major challenges when it comes to asset protection. It already starts with that either there is no or a very limited, availability and tools in order to protect your assets. And with this, you really risk a high downtime risk when it comes to an incident. And also, of course, it will impact your business and operating costs because you can't run your business as usual. And furthermore, you will face high expenditures that can range to million US dollars because you got to repair your infrastructure, you need to use time in order to repair your assets. We don't want to go down that route. So, in the end, another challenge is also that you really have limited insights in order to actually identify who caused that incident in your pipeline, who were the perpetrators. These are just some of the challenges that we hear from the market. Are those challenges that are also resonating with you and you wish you had more reliable surveillance in place to not risk downtime and not risk any repair cost in the heights of millions of US dollars? Here's how Ocean Intel by Gatehouse Maritime can help you achieve this.
Well, thanks, Yelena. Um, Data is the foundation of Ocean Intel's asset protection solution. This live view shows our worldwide coverage of satellite and terrestrial AIS data. We also have about 8 years of stored data available to support analytics and predictions. Sorting through all this data to access the information that is valuable to you is the big challenge. Information that may be valuable to your organization might be of no interest to another. Ocean Intel provides the tools to focus on pertinent information and display, monitor, and analyze this information in support of your operations. All of this data looks great on the screen, but let's look at a few tools that will allow you to dig down and focus and pull out that information that you need to support your operations. The first tool we will look at is our filter tool. This allows customers to define the data that they want, or maybe even more importantly, don't want to visualize or analyze. We can filter on all data fields within standard AIS messages, and the tool has the capability to create complex filters using Boolean statements. For this example, we created a filter that shows all cargo and tanker vessels operating at a speed of 5 knots or less. And you can see the configuration of the filter in the lower right window. But turn that filter on, we see that we did have over 264,000 targets displayed on the screen. Now we're just over 52,000, looking at just the cargo and tanker vessels that are operating at that low speed. Ocean Intel also provides another type of filter that we call our ship list filter. And this allows customers, organizations to put together a list of vessels that have some pertinence to the protection of a particular asset. It could be a fleet of fishing vessels. It could be support vessels that work in the area. Again, it gives you that flexibility and the power to only look at those vessels or exclude those vessels that you know are of little risk to the asset itself. The second way to dig down into the data is through the use of our geofencing tools. So this allows you to focus on a specific geographic location. The geofences themselves can be created manually using our shape tools, or they can be imported from existing GIS files. We do everything we can to minimize the amount of manual work that you have to perform on your side. For this example, we created a cable plus two areas of interest for monitoring purposes. So the first area is on the western portion of the cable, and the second is on the eastern portion, this small geofenced area here. So to automatically monitor these areas in real time, we create what we call events within our system. And we have the tools to define and configure these events. The first event that has been set up is what we call a cable protection event. And this is an event that we have defined that looks for particular vessel behaviors within the defined area and automatically generates notifications and alerts when these particular events have been triggered. So in this case, we've set it up that we want to be notified if there's a change in navigational status when the vessel's in the area or it's drifting. If we start receiving bad AIS data, this one also has an exit check and speed drop configured. There's extensive configuration options for this particular event that can be customized to really meet your needs. The second event that we created is just a zone entry or a zone event. And this particular example for the small area on the eastern portion of the cable is just notifying when vessels enter or exit the area, but also have a filter associated with it. So we're only interested in the cargo and tanker vessels operating at a speed of less than the 5 knots that enter the area. Other vessel types won't trigger the alert, or container, cargo, and tanker vessels that are operating at higher than 5 knots won't trigger the event either. When the events are triggered, they are displayed in the Ocean Intel system. You get a visual notification of a banner dropping down. You may have seen it early on in the demonstration. But each one is also stored in the database and displayed here in the right event list panel. So you can see that we've had a number of event triggers in the past few days. So for this particular example here, it exited the area, re-entered the area. We've seen significant changes in direction, speed, etc. Exits the area again, and then departs. And I think this is a very strong example of a particular vessel that an operator would like to investigate. Why this particular behavior did occur. All of the events that can be configured within the system can be set up to automatically notify your operations team, a 24/7 monitoring center. This can be done via email, text messages, through an API, data being directed to a file. And also, depending on the system setup, we can automatically message the offending vessel through the AIS network or through Inmarsat-C terminals. So. Now, in asset monitoring work, there are often requirements to understand historical vessel behavior in the vicinity of a particular asset. These requirements can be part of a desktop study. It could include regularly scheduled reports on vessel activities in the area, could be used for stakeholder training, or incident investigation. Ocean Intel provides a suite of reports that can be configured by each individual user of the system. For this particular example, we created two reports. The first is a density report showing 1 year's worth of data in the area around the cable of interest, and you can quite clearly see where the hot spots are, where the bulk of the vessel traffic is, and can compare that against the location of the cable. And this may help you in setting up those particular zones that could be of interest for you to be monitoring 24/7. We also created a second report in the same area, but only utilizing 1 week's worth of data. And this is an historical track report. And this report was set up to only pull out vessel tracks of cargo and tanker vessels operating at 5 knots or less. And we see that we've got quite a small subset there. And within the report presentation mechanism, we can get a listing of all the vessels that triggered were operating at that at or under that speed threshold. And we see in the week there were 121 vessels that met that criteria. We've also developed a report that indicates when a vessel may have turned off its AIS transponder, and provide a predicted track of where that vessel may have transited when the transponder was turned off. This report can be used to help identify potential bad actors in the vicinity of the asset. And we'd be pleased to discuss this report and other dark target initiatives that we are undertaking with you in a future meeting. So we've provided a few different examples of how you can pull information out of a very large, extensive data set and present that information for analytics purposes to meet your organization's specific needs. We believe that this can provide you with the data that's meaningful to your organization.
Exactly. So, shortly summarized, with the best coverage worldwide and proven long-term relationships with both government authorities and other commercial partners in over 25 countries, we can help you make sense of your data, identify threats, and filter for other serious threats around the world to really ensure immediate and proactive protection of your subsea assets. So we are both very happy to connect with you and talk how we can enable you protect your subsea assets.